So thanks for joining us for Liberty Online today.
Yeah, hopefully you saw last week's episode, which is where we done a video tour of the hub.
It was awesome. Yeah. Well, we are filming this today, but we have not yet exchanged contracts on the building. We do not have the keys in our hands, but we hope to get them this week, just in a few days' time. So in faith, we're planning for you guys to be able to book live tours for next Sunday. So go to our website, libertycentre.org.uk, or old school, www.libertycentre.org.uk, to find out how to book in for a slot for you and your family.
That's it. So 2 weeks ago then, we started this game, which was questions to ask your church leaders.
Yeah, and so because we've been delayed in purchasing the building by a couple of weeks, this week we're going to finish off that game. And so, the bucket's ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Let's play round 2.
Woohoo! Oh, this is a good one. Phil, do you prefer to officiate at weddings or funerals?
You know, if you're a CV minister, like many of my friends in the town, some of the ministers, they will do this regularly, funerals and weddings.
Surely most of them are going to say they'd rather do weddings than funerals, though, wouldn't they?
I don't know. I'd assume so.
Oh, I love a good funeral.
I've only done one funeral for a friend, and that obviously sucked. But I hate doing weddings.
You're that person, aren't you? Oh, I love a good funeral.
No, I'm not. I'm not a big fan of doing weddings, I guess, because I'm not a particularly formal dude. You know, I'm in flip-flops and shorts now, and I'd like to do that if I was doing a wedding. So
this is a long one.
Let me read it, because I've been quiet, apparently. How do you describe your approach to reflecting the love of Christ to people who are not accustomed to coming to church services and have not decided to do so? Oh, that's a long question.
Read it.
I broke it. Well, not break. It broke. How do you describe...
No one knows what that is.
That's a Latin. Everyone knows that.
All right.
Surely. Still fresh. Yeah, boring. I'm bored of that one.
Oh, yeah.
Bored of that one.
What do you enjoy doing?
Well, that's very open. That's not very specific. I like movies. I like watching movies. And Steph, I know Steph, she likes baking.
I do, I love a bit of baking.
And the bad thing is, I like eating baked goods. And it's not a good combination.
No, but when you bake sugar-free, it's not as bad.
But I'm still not eating it because I'm being good. And so she does all this...
That's such a lie. I made a chocolate cake at the weekend and he ate some, so don't give
I had
it
a
all
bit.
that.
I had a tiny bit.
Well, that's eating it then,
All
isn't
right,
it?
but I had a tiny bit. I didn't
Come
eat
on,
a lot.
be real with the people.
All right, let's be real with people. Who ate most of it?
Me. I'll be up front with you. There is no denying it. I like cake, I like cooking it, I like eating it.
I like cake. Well, you should go on Bake Off. Let's get Steph on Bake Off.
Oh yeah, right, I'll be out in the first week. In fact, I wouldn't even get through.
Yeah, because you'd have ate the cake.
This is a good one. How many times have you thought about quitting the ministry? Now let's just be...
Today?
Yeah.
Seriously, not really. But lots of times, like...
Oh, I've had enough.
Yeah, but that's just, you know, everyone's job's like that. And so, yeah. Most people's jobs are like that, you know. Have a bad day, you're like, I want to quit and become a postman?
Wait, oh yeah, wait a minute, Mr. Postman.
I'd quite like to be a postman, actually. You get your own bike, you work outside, plenty of exercise.
You can wear shorts all day.
You can read other people's postcards.
You can't do that.
Oh, no, I can't do that.
Who do you look up to for inspiration or mentorship?
Ooh, that's a good one. Well, I think there's lots of people within TMT, with the ministers, that I really look up to for local church. I like Steve Furtick, Elevation Church. I think he's awesome. I like listen to all of his stuff and their church in general, the music that comes out. And I think Andy Stanley was a big one for me for many years, of getting the culture of our church.
I love listening to Charlotte Gamble. I think she's amazing. And for me, a particular mentorship, I suppose, would be Abs Niblock, who's been at Flourish. She's been a great friend.
And she's also got 4 kids.
Yeah, she's also in the crazy crew.
Who has 4 kids? You know, the thing about having 4 kids is that the more kids you have, the less choice of car you get, and they get uglier and uglier. Not the kids, the cars.
You ready?
Yeah.
What do pastors do in the week?
Nothing.
Yeah, we're lazy.
Cake.
Oh yeah, I eat cake.
Eat cake, drink tea and coffee. Next question.
What do we not do in the week?
Yeah, it's full on, especially a church of our size. We sort of multitask, do lots and lots of different things, a lot of administration, a lot of boring things in the background, but planning, message prep, team stuff,
food bank,
pastoral stuff. Yeah, it's a very strange job.
Yeah, I think what's stranger is that people do think that we just work on Sundays. Lazy.
Sundays is my easy day. I like Sundays. Sunday's like a day off for me. I like it.
All right, here we go. Phil, what is your process for preparing a sermon? It doesn't say your name actually on there.
Yes,
sorry.
Let's do this. Steph, what is your process for preparing a sermon? I know your go-to to start with.
Go on.
It's get the dictionary out.
Yeah.
See what the definition is.
Yeah. Because not everybody, like you, knows the whole dictionary. I'm not like flipping Susie Dent off of whatever her name is. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what's that?
Countdown?
Yeah, Countdown.
She's not Susie Dent from Countdown. Yeah, we usually have a particular topic in mind, but what I like to do is have a bottom line of what I'm trying to get across, and the process is then working backwards from that point. I probably create maybe 40 to 50 pages of text of just writing.
It takes a long time, doesn't it?
It does take a long time. I'd say the average is probably about 10 hours for a week, and so it's quite intensive. But what I'm trying to do is boil it down to its irreducible minimum, where it's in its simplest form. And so people might even argue that when I talk that it's too simple, but that is by design. And so it's trying to take very complex ideas and trying to make them as simple as possible.
Yeah, and what I love about that is that like anyone can understand it. So even someone who's just so happens to walk off the street, who's never walked into church before, can understand what you're talking about. And so can a person that's been a Christian and in church for 30 years. So I like that. What steps have you taken to guard against moral failure?
Yeah, well, I think this is probably the same for both of us, of just having people in our world who you've given permission to point at you and ask you questions and not be afraid, and really give them permission and constantly reaffirming that to make sure people can speak into areas of weakness.
What do you love about your church?
I think it's the people, which is the church.
That's
which is
what
a
I was
bit of a loaded question, really. So yeah, it's rather than the.
Oh, I love the building.
Yeah, which isn't a church. That's just a building. But I think rather than separating out from the ministries or the things that we do, is the people and the relationships we've built.
And I think as well, we're so lucky. I'm going to use that word. We are really lucky to have so many amazing people in our church, and we don't take it for granted that there are so many people that volunteer and are a part of a crew in our church. We talk to many different church leaders and they're like, oh well, we haven't got enough volunteers to do stuff, and we're so blessed to have people that want to be a part of the church and want to love the house. I love it. It's great.
That bird, them seagulls are back. There's a bird up in that tree as well.
Yeah, here, chatting.
Yeah. Is that your mate who's on the other side of the house? Every morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, chippity 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 chip, waking me up every single morning.
All right, ready?
Don't need to say no more.
Oh no, I've ripped this one in half. Here we go, sorry.
You've ripped one in half?
Yeah.
Do you have any Do you have any parent?
Do you have any parenting advice?
No.
Contraception is available.
Parenting advice, I don't know. I think what I've learned is that every child is different, is tailoring parenting to the needs of the kid. I don't mean like bowing to their every need, but really, tailoring your responses and how you parent based on their little personality. That seems that somebody upstairs has already created something before you come in and try and mess it up. And so
please don't let me mess it up.
Yeah.
I think a piece of advice I would give is talk to other parents, because you're not in it on your own.
Let's go.
How can hold on, there's an aeroplane.
And wind.
Oh, who do pastors hang out with? No one.
Nobody loves them.
Got no mates.
Yeah. It's funny you say that, because we have talked to pastors in the past
who haven't got any mates.
Well, who say it's very difficult for them to build meaningful friendships, because people always put them on on a pedestal, or there's always that separation.
Yeah.
Where I think because we're so honest and real, and everyone knows that we're not anything to look up to, people can relate.
Ain't nothing special.
Yeah.
Do all pastors get along with each
Spat in my
other?
face.
Sorry.
Clearly not.
Do all pastors get on with each other?
Well, that's a silly question. Who
Yeah.
put that on the internet? Google, this is a silly question. Of course they don't, because they're humans. So I don't even get on with Steph most of the time.
Oh, this is a good one.
Is it?
How
You
much?
said that on every question.
Oh, that's because they're good. How much do you pray each week?
Steph prays all the time.
I don't know.
24. She's praying now.
I am.
Look, she's praying now.
I am.
Look.
I am.
That's her praying
right
face.
now. Right now. Right now. What's been your biggest joy in ministry? I'll take this one. So I think for me, the biggest joy is still taking place, because for me it was when we started a youth ministry that then thrived, and we saw loads of young people come to know Jesus, and I'd say quite a few of those young people are now, you know, starting their families and getting married, and I think that's a great joy.
Seeing
for
the
me.
fruit of them seed
Yeah,
sown.
like, I love it. I love seeing, you know, so many people who are now, you know, got married or getting married and starting their families. There's nothing better than that, I don't think, than seeing people who have got saved from a young age and are now growing in church and raising their families in church. I think that's my biggest joy.
Cool. Good answer. Are there any more questions? That is it.
No.
That's all the questions.
It's all the questions.
All the questions.
We've all questioned out.
I'm questioning that. That was quite a long time. Right. That'll do.
Well, thanks for joining us for Liberty Online today.
But we want to see you in person next
do.
week, so please book in your slot to come and see the live tour around the hub. Remember, go to the website www.libertycentre.org.uk to find out how to do that.
Yeah, we can't wait to see you all next week. We'll see you soon. Bye.